that really echoes a Sabbath, taking a Sabbath and honoring it. And a lot of people think that it's laziness. And I think, we're such a busy society that I think sometimes it can be. And so I started just getting these referrals organically through just word of mouth. And I realized that I need to probably put into words like what my goals are with this. What's my plan? I took a picture of me with the painting, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, I love it. That looks amazing. And so then I did a video. They called me and they said, I'm so sorry. One of those designs looks like a private part.
I'm here with Brannon Edmonds from Edco, and she is a mural artist, a artist, a mom, a wife, a dog mom, and what else can we say about that?
I'm writing a book.
Oh yeah, and a future author, which was kind of the whole reason why I wanted you to be here anyway.
Right. I mean, all of those things lead up to this point in my life, for sure. Yes.
All those things are true.
Yes. In addition to why you have me here.
Yes. Well, the reason why I really wanted you to come today was because you're an artist, and one of your main passions and focuses is hospitality, and how you let it just seep out of you into your life and into your business and your family and just everything.
Yeah. So that's always been a big part of my life. So fun fact, when I was in the 8th grade, and my parents, my sisters would make out our Christmas lists, and they had Barbies or whatever the hot toy was of that year. I wanted my very own magazine subscription to Southern Living and Martha Stewart Living. And I wanted it to have my name on it. I wanted my name and our address so that when I went to the mailbox, I knew that belonged to me. And this was back way before Pinterest.
Okay.
And so I would just flip through those magazines, and I would just love all the tables that were decorated a front porch for the holidays, and then food and all the things that you could do to just love and serve others.
Yeah.
It's always been something that I have enjoyed, when people come to our house, when you guys come to our house. I try to always do something that makes people feel like they can have a good time, they can be comfortable.
Yeah.
So when I started
and you do a good job of that, by the way. And for those who don't know, we've been friends for a long time.
Married into the friend group.
You did.
And I love that. I'm so excited. But yeah, I love having a house full of people. I love feeding a lot of people. I love all of that. But when I was starting my business as an artist, and I really believed I could do it, I was like, how am I going to get these people to believe that they can trust me with their walls? So I'm a large scale artist, which means I do some canvas, but I really prefer to throw my art right on a wall. I would much rather it be a big wall. I have a garage wall that you helped me document. So that was a lot of fun. Cool. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, just a lot of fun things, lots of boutiques, lots of restaurants, things like that. But I realized when I started saying, oh, hey, I'm an artist, and I was saying that I was an artist, and I believed I was, but I didn't have a portfolio yet. And so I would just say, oh my goodness, I'm an artist. And I took a picture of this wall in your business, and this is what I think would look good on it. I would love to be the one that paints that there. And they would be like, oh my gosh, yes, please do that. And so at first it was, can you just trust me? I'll pay for everything. You don't have to pay me. Just trust me. I need a wall. And so as a thank you, I would do some sort of gift to just say, hey, I really appreciate you trusting me with this wall in your business. You didn't have to do that, but you did. Yeah. And so then I just started doing that same thing for people that I hoped would hire me one day. And I would just take cupcakes from a local bakery. And I was always trying to use small and local business so that everybody was kind of getting to be in the pot of all of this growth, and felt like they were being used in the way that they wanted to be. And so I'd always use a small business to love another small business. And through that, I learned I was getting referrals. And I was thinking, okay, I think I'm onto something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I met with a business coach because I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm doing good, but I'm sure that there's wisdom that I need to know. And so they said, you need a marketing budget. And I said, I don't really want to have a marketing budget. But then I was thinking, okay, that's probably a good idea. And then when he told me what it should be, I said, well, that's about what I'm spending with my little hospitality trips.
Uh-huh.
And so then I thought, what if I replaced a marketing strategy and a marketing plan and a marketing budget to have a hospitality plan, a hospitality strategy, and a hospitality budget?
Yeah.
So I decided that I would just go to different businesses in my community. I started with the salon that cuts my hair. I just took them lunch one day, and then I was like, I'd love to paint, and then I painted for them, and then that led to, okay, let me find another place that I would love to paint in, and so I would just hand them my card with, if it was just a couple ladies, I would just be like, okay, here's a salad from a place that I love, like a big salad so they could share. And I just would hand them my card and just say, I just am so glad that you're in my community and I love shopping here. If you ever know of anybody in that's a local business that would like an artist to add to their walls, I'd love for you to think of me.
That's awesome.
And so I started just getting these referrals organically through just word of mouth. And I realized that I need to probably put into words like what my goals are with this, what's my plan. And through that, I decided to just turn this into a book because it's really worked for me and I love it. And I feel like other people that have a gift of hospitality or want to have a gift of hospitality, I think that they could use it and maybe even replace their marketing strategy. And it's a lot of fun. It's always exciting to give someone a gift, you know, so.
Or at least even interweave a hospitality budget into, because it is kind of a marketing budget if you really think about
Sure
it.
it is, yeah.
You're just saying it different.
For sure, yeah. You're hoping the marketing works. The hospitality works as marketing.
Right.
Yeah. And
Which it's a different approach, I think. And that I'm an experienced person too. When you come to me for a session or to anything, like my goal is that you have a good time.
Right.
Hopefully you have an end result, which is a good product as well, good video or images or whatever it is. But I hope that the journey of that is also good.
Yeah. Anything that can make people remember their time with you, whether it be, a gift, how I was drawing, a picture that you took or whatever. Like, I feel like it needs to be purposeful. And I think a lot of people are just so busy that they don't try to make it purposeful. And so that's kind of why I wanted to write a book about not only business. It's not just about business. It's about hospitality in your marriage, hospitality with your children, hospitality with your neighbors and your friends. And the very last one I'm really excited to add is hospitality with yourself, because I feel like a lot of people, if they're kind of grumpy and they're not in a good mood and maybe they're in a season where they don't love themselves, I think you can't really love others well if you don't love yourself. And so it's not a selfish or self-centered thing. It's more about loving the way that God created you and loving that you're here for a purpose, loving that when you go to the grocery store and there's like 20 other people in the store with you, hello, how many other places could they be? But y'all are all there together, like making it, kind of sentimental where we're like, this whole big world and I'm in the grocery store with these humans. Like how neat is that?
Yeah.
And so just being aware of like your surroundings, and we don't always have time for that. Sometimes you just need the loaf of bread to get in and get out. But it is kind of to feel like if you know that and you have that sense, it is a little bit different when you show up places when you're thinking, wow, I could be anywhere right now.
Yeah.
But I'm in here with these people. And then it kind of snowballs into, like when our kids were little, and I would go, okay, look for ways you can help, look for ways you can serve. And so it would end up being, oh yeah, I saw a baby drop its toy and I was able to hand it back. And you kind of just be in the mindset of like, hey, I'm here. How can I contribute? Even if I'm just running in to grab one thing and out, or even the cashier, like how can I be not too busy to check on them and hope that they have a good day? And how are you doing today? Or even compliment them and be like, oh my goodness, I love your hair today. It looks great. And that might be the first compliment they've received all day, week, or whatever.
Yeah. You never know where that person is and what they're dealing with. And a small little thing could just completely change their entire mood.
For sure.
Can change their day.
Yep.
And that's actually, I was doing something in a gratitude journal a little while ago, and I wrote down the thing I wanted to do tomorrow was pay a total stranger a genuine compliment.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh, this is what I want to purposefully be thinking about when I go out to the public tomorrow. Yeah. And sure enough, I did. And it ended up being a really cool conversation because I just liked that person's shoes. Yeah. And it was legit. It wasn't trying to be fake. It was just like, hey, those are really cool. Those, I don't even know what they are. I don't recognize the brand or whatever. And it just,
it makes a huge difference.
And they lit up and got excited because they obviously like them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be wearing them. So I don't know, just stuff like that I think is cool.
Yeah. So something very similar happened to me. So while I was downtown just kind of walking around waiting to come meet up with you, I was just kind of minding my business, just kind of aimlessly walking. I didn't have a goal. I was just getting some steps in and wasting my time. And this gentleman was on the phone and he stopped me and goes, "You look gorgeous today." He was very excited about my dress. And I was like, "Thank you." He was on the phone and this lady was like, "Who are you talking to?" I could hear her. And he was like, "She's wearing this great vintage dress." And I was like, "Oh, I just bought this like a few months ago. It's not vintage." But it made me feel like I was seen, even though he was busy, People don't do this anymore. Have you noticed?
I don't know.
Still know how to hold a phone like this. It's like this now. Side note, totally side note.
Do you think if you asked like a 12-year-old to like, hey, show me what it means to be on the phone, but you can't tell me you're on the phone, and would they go like that?
No, they would
go like this?
Videos, they go like this. And rolling down the window in a car. It's not like this anymore.
No, yeah. That is bizarre. Well,
total side note there, but
I know. Well, people don't remember, especially kids that are, what would you say, 20 and under, don't know what it's like to have a phone that's like connected to the wall.
Unless it needs to be charged.
Yeah, unless it needs to be charged.
Yeah. No, not doing this, so doing this. But
even that has a cord that has to run to the wall.
Right. Yeah. You
have
to be stuck. Think about in the airport when people are like plugged, they're like in the corner with like 2 feet of cord and they're like, "Hello, sorry, I've got to charge my phone." Or they can't pace around. I know that was a total side note. But anyways, that gentleman, I was like minding my own business and I didn't even recognize him until he recognized me. And it totally changed my mood. I was like, "I look great today." He's told me I did.
Yeah.
I don't know his name or who he was. And then when I was going to my car, he was getting into his car, which was right beside mine. And so he was, So it's kind of a weird thing where I was like, "Where'd you get the dress?" And I was like, "Well, I'm from Columbia. The Columbia area," is what I told him. And I said, "There's a boutique that I painted in there. And I saw them putting this on the rack." And I was like, "That's coming home with me." And he was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, it's amazing." And I was like, "That's," and then of course he was like, "You paint? Do you have a cart?" And so then I gave him so you never know, snowball. But like, just because he gave me a compliment, it just made me feel like I have my life together. For that moment. I'm like, "Oh, thanks so much."
Well, I mean, so we just had Greenville Fashion Week.
Yeah.
And one of the things,
good job.
It was good and executed well. And one of the things that I tell the volunteer photographers, I'm in charge. It's like wrangling cats sometimes. Yeah. But the thing I have told them repeatedly is, guys, guess what? You have a camera. If you smile, people might smile back at you.
Imagine that.
And they're going to have a better experience. You're going to have a better picture. Yeah. So even though you might be in the zone and you might be focused and all that, if you just be nice, be friendly, even if you're in a terrible mood, if you just fake a smile, chances are you might actually turn into a real smile and have a better mood because of it. And then somebody else is impacted by that.
Right.
It's just a general, I don't want to say warm and fuzzy, but like, even if you made them smile just for a second, they'll walk away going, "Man, that photographer was really nice."
And I'm sure that there were nerves involved, like, so sometimes it's our responsibility to kind of be the one that calms it down, and
I feel like a therapist a lot.
Oh.
When I'm having a photo session.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I think I've been in a couple of those sessions with our family. And fun fact, everybody, I don't know I was going to say this.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted Spencer to take our wedding pictures, and he wouldn't do it. He said he didn't think he was ready for that. And now look at you being all amazing at what you do. Tell him I was his first fan, and I'm constantly cheering you on to be like the best that you can be.
Well, and now that I'm a retired wedding photographer, you just came in too early.
And yeah, I know, I did. Yeah, that's okay though. You got where you needed to be, and we still don't have wedding pictures. That's another story for another day.
Oh.
But anyway.
That wasn't me, right?
No, you said no. You said you were in the congregation that day. You were not a photographer. No.
I'm sorry.
Forgive me.
If you want like a 30-year anniversary photo shoot thing, let me know. And then I'll refer you to the proper person.
You know a guy.
I know a guy.
Yeah.
I would do it for you. I probably would do it for you.
Well, we're at the 20-year mark. We just celebrated 20 years. Almost 21. Our marriage is almost of drinking age.
Yeah. Almost cocktail worthy.
No, it's cocktail worthy.
I'm sure it is cocktail worthy. You know what's funny? Talking about the things I don't do anymore. I was thinking about this earlier today that somebody approached me because they know I'm a photographer, and they said, "Hey, I'm thinking about proposing to my girlfriend. Do you photograph engagements?" And I said, only if it means I get to wear a ghillie suit and go hide in the woods. And he kind of laughed, and I said, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the pretty light and airy, spin around in a sundress. I don't want to do that. But if you want to keep it a secret and I get to play Rambo for an hour, like, I'm into that.
Yeah.
Give me that. I have the camo suit and everything. I'm ready.
Yeah.
And he said, wait, are you serious? And the last time I did it, I had the guy take a picture of me wearing my suit, and I pulled it up, and I was like, the only thing you can see is the camera. It looks like it's floating in the woods. Because I get adrenaline off of that. Because not only is it capturing a special moment, and I do have a heart for that. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
But it's the try to not be seen aspect of it that really gets my blood moving.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to interrupt your moment that you're having, but I also kind of want to like paint my face. I'm having my own moment for sure.
You need to hire someone to capture you having your moment in the bushes.
It's just me crying into my camera where I'm wearing face paint. That's all.
I love it.
Because I still have a heart. I'm like, that's so pretty. Wow, there's like something crawling.
You've done some engagements though.
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
I've done some, again, I'm a retired wedding photographer.
Yeah, so don't call him. He's not doing it. But he knows people that...
Unless it's in the Bahamas or on a boat.
Oh, you consider.
I mean, there are exceptions. There are exceptions.
In Paris.
Paris.
Might consider.
If anybody's getting married in Paris, I will go.
Yes.
But I'd rather be Italy.
Surprise your dream wedding. Let's do where my dream photography job is.
Full dream. I would never do that. I would never do that.
No, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't. So the thing I think is cool is I've gotten to interact with your business a little bit. And one of those things was to create a video of exactly what you're talking about. And the coolest thing to me, it's a video that's on your website now. I actually watched it yesterday. And I relived just being there and getting to film interactions with people, and I got to fly a drone, which is also like a thing I love to do.
So it's a win when the drone's included.
Yeah. But it's just cool picture of the river, and then the drone sweeps into the garage and it sees you like painting on this 30-foot structure.
Yeah.
And I just thought, that's my friend. Like, she's doing something cool.
I know. I still call it my garage. Like when people...
Your garage?
Where do you park when you go here or there? I'm like, you park in my garage. I'm sure they're going to be like, girl, you can't be saying that. This is not your garage. But one of my favorite restaurants, Tara, is on the corner. And so whenever I tell people to go, I'm like, just park in the garage. And you'll get to see some of my art. And, it is cool. It's a fun way to invite people to go see it. Yeah.
And even in the filming of that video, you made a couple of hospitality things. And it wasn't just for video sake. It was like, hey, I'm going to do this. And you just happened to be there with the camera.
Yeah.
And I just thought, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is cool seeing it and knowing that your heart for people is evident in everything.
Yeah. Everybody has this great story to tell. And, I remember when I was a little girl going at my aunt or my great aunt had a children's clothing store. I'm pretty sure it was called the Children's Place, I think. She started this business and she had a brother, I think, that owned a clothes store for men, gentlemen. And I just thought it was the neatest thing. And I loved the most, she had lots of cute and pretty things, but I loved the most that just about every person that walked in the door, hey, how is so-and-so? Oh my goodness, did you go to this? Did you go to that? How was your vacation? And it was always just connecting with all of these people. And now...
one action?
And
I just wanted to keep it up. I thought, in case somebody leaves a comment, I can reference it.
And now I get to see other people do that. And I love when I walk in and they greet me, but then I also love that they greeted the 10 people that walked in after me the same exact way.
Yeah.
And it just is like, I just love that. I love it so much. And I love it even further when they're like, oh, you remember that thing you looked for when you were here last and we're out of, I actually got more in. And they let you remember details.
Oh, cool.
That's part of hospitality too, is just being a good listener and paying attention to the people that you love and what they love. And it's a really neat thing.
That's the thing that irks me is when you're even locked eye contact and you say something and 30 seconds later they ask a question that relates to the thing you just said and they go, I'm just thinking, where were you? You were right here. So I don't know if you sleep with your eyes open. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the things like that, that when it's been a month since I've talked to you, seen you, whatever, and you go, oh yeah, especially there's this one coffee shop in town that I like, and they just know my order.
Yeah.
And they can't ever remember my name, which is fine, but they know, like, hey, oh, how's your day? Oh, do you want that? I'm like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You just know.
I mean, knowing your coffee order is basically the same as knowing your name. I mean,
pretty
right?
much. Yeah. It's the same. You can call me Coffee Guy. I don't care.
Coffee guy, yeah. Very good. Yeah, I love that attention. I love when my friends or family remember something that I said that I loved and they get it for me, or my love language is gifts. I love to give them just as much as I love to receive them. But that is a way that I feel loved. And I guess that's why hospitality is so important to me, because I'm like, oh, I got you a gift. Open it up. It's good. You're going to love it.
Because you enjoy the giving process and
Yes.
seeing them get excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even earlier today, I was in anthropology and it's not even September, but I always do little goodie bags or baskets for my kids for the holidays.
Okay.
Mason could really care less. Now, I'm sure he loves getting a few things.
Mason is how old now?
19.
Okay.
He moves back to Wofford later this week. Just have a moment of silence for the growing boy. No, this is going to be such an amazing year for him. I'm so excited. But
Yeah.
Annie loves gifts too. And so I was thinking, oh, should I get her like a Halloween candle or something like that? And I was thinking, it's too early to buy I'd have to hide it for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't want to do that. So, but I love thinking of things for the future that people would love. And I don't know, it's just lots of different things to remember and love about others. And I do know that not everybody can remember everything though.
Yeah. I am guilty of that, but I try my best, because it's one thing to have an interaction with someone, but it's another thing to really connect with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like as the older I get, the more I try to have actual connection
Right.
with people.
For sure.
And it could be, it's this right now, or it's a photo shoot, or it's the meeting I had earlier today, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because I know that my heart and my passion is helping other people become better versions of themselves. And that includes their business.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just try to be really intentional about listening, not just what I want to say, but what I want to hear. And that's, putting your phone on silent and flipping it over.
Yeah.
Just so you can not be distracted every time it lights up, something small like that. Except for right now, I have to look because I'm monitoring
here
things.
Well, it's purposeful.
Yeah.
I've stopped wearing my Apple Watch so much because I don't want to be notified of all the things.
Yeah.
And I do feel kind of naked without it on. Even right now, I'm like, oh, it's like I'm not getting zapped every, few seconds.
Yeah.
But it is so freeing. So like last night when I was doing a little bit of writing, I just took it off because I was like, I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to be, the doorbell camera. It was and it's just a dog walking or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, a person with the dog. But,
Right.
yeah, I just feel like distraction. I feel like I'm in a place where I just want like zero distractions, kind of have like an 80s or 90s season where you don't have access to everything.
Like, go to your room. There's no TV in there. There's no phone in there. There's nothing in there. It's just your room.
And if you want to watch a show, your whole family has to agree on it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And there was only one remote.
There's a whole one remote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of remembering things, I wanted to know if you can recall a moment that when it comes to people requesting different paintings or paint services from you, if you have a moment that stands out that's like one of the most hilarious things you've ever experienced from a request, or just overall, like, oh yeah, this is a funny story.
So they loved what I painted for them, and they ended up paying for it. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. I was so grateful. And not only did I paint it, but they did all of their lives in front of this wall for probably a couple of years.
Wow.
And there were often times where they would give me a shout out. And there was one time I even came and modeled clothes for them. And that was a lot of fun. And so then they were like, we're looking to do a change. Would you like to come where you paint the walls? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. That's so embarrassing. So
I'm ready.
I repainted the walls, and it was going to be kind of abstract and very modern. And so I painted it, and I was so dang proud, and just it was like a full circle moment, which shattered later. But I took a picture of me with the painting, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, I love it! That looks amazing!" And so then I did a video because it was several dressing rooms, and they called me and they said, "I'm so sorry to have to do this, but majority of what you painted," because like I said, it was like abstract, like squares and little like, different designs. They're like in each dressing room, one of those designs looks like a private part. And they're like, we're still going to pay you, but I want you to know that we're going to wallpaper over where you're painting. And I was like, please don't pay me. This is so embarrassing. And then when they were talking to me, they were like, yeah, and we weren't sure if we were just seeing it, so we shared it with our husbands, and our husbands agreed. And then we weren't sure, so we shared it with our staff, and our staff. So I just felt like layers and layers of embarrassment. But they also referred me to somebody else, which was like, are you sure you want me to do this? And they kind of got a giggle out of knowing the story too. And I was just like, oh yeah, gosh, how many people know the story? But that was, so not necessarily, but that was like my most embarrassing moment. And now that it's out here, I don't need to be embarrassed anymore, right?
No, nope. You have nothing to be embarrassed
It was just very, but yeah, I definitely had a couple of days where I was like, is my career over? This is so embarrassing. But they were like, we're going to wallpaper over it, so you don't have to worry about it. And I was like, oh, I am so worried about this. Even 2 years later, I'm still worried about it. So it was just like, oh man. So it would have been a great full circle moment story, but that's how it went.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Man, that's so funny. Hey, it looks like this. You're like, you should have just said it was on purpose.
I was like, are you sure? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, and I didn't really see it. And I showed Matt, my husband, and he was like, oh gosh, yeah. I was like, oh, my gosh. I was like, what are y'all thinking about? I don't see that. But anywho's, so that was that. So there's that.
Well,
It's out there in the open now. It's so embarrassing, though.
while on the train of that, has there ever been a thing that you brought that you're thinking, hey, I'm going to do something for these people? Not the actual painting, but you're going to bring them something. And it turned out to be like, hey, I'm going to bring you this amazing peanut butter that I just love. And I know that you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, whatever. Has there been any hospitality thing that you've done or given that ended up to be like a huge fail? Like, oh, thanks, I'm allergic to peanut butter. You know?
Well, I have a son that's allergic to nuts, so I'm really cautious of that. Yeah.
Missing on that.
Right. But no, not really. It's all been,
Or I should say, it went wrong, but it was funny.
oh, no, I don't think so. So if I ever took lunch or anything like that, I would usually call and say, I just love you guys. I'd love to just bring you guys lunch. What's your busiest day? And do you have time for lunch that day? Can I bring you lunch?
Okay.
And usually that was very well received. And then there were a few times where I would just pop in unannounced with like sweet treats. So there's a lady in our area that makes the very best pedophores of all the land. And they're the greatest gift.
Now, what is that? I don't know if I know what that is.
Okay, so a pedophore is like a little square piece of cake, but the whole thing is covered in like icing.
Like a cake pop?
No, it's not a royal stick. It's just a little baby cake.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you haven't been to very many baby showers, but they serve them at like baby showers or wedding showers.
Okay. I mean,
I've been known to buy a box and just have them with my coffee. They're that good. They're that good. Usually people just serve them at parties, and they can have anything on them, like little flowers.
Yeah.
I got some for when Mason graduated high school. I've gotten them for all sorts of things. Those I can just drop off, and people feel like they won the lottery.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, you're talking about it. I kind of want to.
You're going to okay, the next time you come through, I will see if I can order some. You have to put it in like 2 weeks in advance. So it's something you have to plan for. Like, okay, in 2 weeks, this is what I'm going to do. And usually when you're ordering them, you can't help but to order some for your own house. But it's just like a
Imagine.
2-bite little cake. And it's like, think of like your favorite cake and you only get 2 bites of it. That's
what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, man.
They're really delicious.
Okay.
So, but no, I don't think I've had it. Not that anybody has told me. No one's been like, you know what, girl, that salad was nasty. No one's told me that. So,
Said it.
from what I know, everybody loves what I shared.
Okay. I mean, I'm not looking to try and uncover anything. I just wanted to know.
Think of any. I mean, I've already shared like my most embarrassing moment as an artist with you. So,
well, talk to me a minute about how you bring the hospitality aspect of things into, say you have a first time person that you've never worked with and they don't even know you.
Yeah.
Do you email them? I guess my question is, how do you introduce your hospitality mindset to a new person that you hope to work with?
Yeah. So if someone reaches out and they say, oh, I've got a room in my house, I usually reach out and say, oh my goodness, can I come see it and meet you? So I usually like to try to get in front of them in person as soon as possible.
And so do you bring something? What do you do at that?
So sometimes I do. And sometimes, so I just had one last week where she texted me and I met her within a couple hours. So it just happened to be where my schedule and hers aligned.
Yeah.
And I did not have time to do anything, and I didn't know anything about her to say, let me grab this or that.
Right.
But I've definitely taken bottles of wine especially if I've been talking to somebody for a while, or they're like, I've got a budget. And then when they're ready, I think, oh, this is such a big deal. And they chose me. I really take that seriously. And so I'll do something that I know they love. Or if they're, oh, we just bought a new house or whatever, I'll usually try to do like, hey, let me order pizza for you for dinner tonight while you're moving boxes around. Or here's a Chick-fil-A gift card to go take your family out so you can stop looking at boxes. So I try to do stuff like that. Sometimes it doesn't always work out right away. So sometimes it doesn't happen until the end of my project, that I get to do something like that. But I try to do something, even if it's just a little something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you talked about, like hospitality for yourself too. I want to talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Is there a good example of something, I won't say physical, but it's like a way that you can really embody hospitality to yourself?
Yeah. So for me, I feel like a lot of people, put others before yourself. You kind of grow up with that saying. And I feel like hospitality is doing that. But then I feel like there's so many times where you could just have a lot going on. So for instance, 2 years ago when my son was graduating high school, I had very big feelings. It was, I always said that I would never be the mom that cries when they're graduating. Like I would be excited. Like, this is the goal, is for them to grow up and have amazing lives, and that I just get to still be a part of. And so I was just, that's how I've always thought that season would be. But the emotions just came and I had no control over it. And there were a lot of things going on during that time that I was excited for. It was just like the weirdest thing where you're so excited and so proud, and all of the goals are being met that he has set for himself. And there happened to be goals that we had for him too, with the flexibility of his goals for himself taking, the priority. But there were just some other life things going on that made me just want to pout and, throw a pity party. And I was still doing stuff to get ready for his graduation and sending him out of the nest, so to speak. And I just was kind of feeling sorry for myself one day. And I was thinking, how can I truly be the best for this season if I'm kind of ho-hum down in the dumps, And it kind of had this revelation of just, you can't. You have to take care of yourself. And so that was when I just kind of regrouped. And in my situation, it was a certain person that didn't want to be a part of that season. And it really hurt my feelings that person didn't want to be there for me and for Mason. And I was just kind of devastated with that. But then I was thinking, but look around, there's so many other things going good. Why am I focused on this one thing? And how it kind of got me my feelings about it, very big feelings. And through that, I just said, you know what? I am responsible for me and what I'm doing and how I'm contributing and the people that God puts around me. And so through that, I just made it, self-care is such a big thing these days. Self-care. And I think it can get a little bit overrated where it's like, I'm having a bad day. I'm out. I'm going to get a massage. Or
right.
I'm having a bad week. I'm leaving work early. I'm not going to finish this project that people are counting on. Or, so you kind of snowball into some ugly stuff. Yeah. But I kind of got, when I was doing my writing, I was thinking, you know what? All these are about you to other people, but, and for me, I just absolutely can't separate my faith from writing a book or doing art or family or friendships or whatever. And so that's the same for this chapter. If God tells us to love others as we love ourselves, and you don't love yourself at that moment, that's real big disobedience. Yeah. So I was thinking, I've got to learn to love myself, and I've got to know what God's word says about me, and I need to believe that and not count on certain people to be that for me. And that was a big deal. I mean, here I am in my 40s just learning certain things about that, Yeah. But I think that can be, especially when you are giving yourself so in such a big way a lot. So like photography and pouring into others or art or whatever it is. I feel like sometimes we give so much of ourselves that I feel like it's it's okay to stop and just say, okay, how am I loving me right now so that I can continue to do this full-heartedly with purpose and not be distracted by my big feelings or anything like that.
Oh, well, that's something that I talk about all the time is the king eats first mentality. And it's from a place of servitude and humility. And, you know, I love the king eats first because it paints a picture in your brain of what that actually means. So if you think about the battlefield, for example, and the battlefield can be life. The battlefield is, can the king, if he is to ride out first into battle, if he's not sleeping well, do you think he's going to be on point? Yeah. If he's not eating well, do you think he's going to be able to fight well? If he's not taking care of himself, he can't properly take care of other people.
Right.
And that's what I mean. Like, not, I'm the king and I must go to sleep now. Like, no, it's not that. Or I must eat first.
Yeah.
That's not what I mean. I mean, are you doing the things that are necessary for you to be in a good place physically, mentally, emotionally, to be able to go and serve other people in a way that really benefits them?
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, if you're in a terrible mood, it's not like, I'm just going to go lay under the blanket now and take care of myself. Right. And I think that's a lot of people think of self-care.
Right.
Is that I don't know, it's this grandiose thing. I feel like it's not, how do I want to say this? Self-care has been inflated into meaning something that's not really what it was intended to mean.
Right.
So that's how I feel.
I think if you do it from a place where you're like, I really want to be my best self and I'm just tired and I need a nap, or I need a day to just get myself organized, or even just doing laundry so that, you know, you're not digging through the dryer all week or whatever it is. You know, I think if you do it from a mentality of, I really need to serve myself so that I can serve others, I think that definitely helps it not be a selfish thing.
Right. And that's even some of the things that I tell some of my people are, if that means you love movies, but you've been so busy that you haven't had the time, like, put it on the schedule so that you prioritize yourself for that day, that time. Yeah. That's what, protect your peace and make it so that nobody else can take that from you.
Right.
And that's the thing that I have learned over the past couple of years is I am intentionally, this is 2 weeks away, but I am scheduling this time block on this day. This is for me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go to the movies all by myself.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to go to my favorite restaurant and see if my friend wants to go. Yeah. Or I'm going to go or maybe your thing is you need to be on the couch and just put your feet up and just like turn distractions off and listen to your favorite music, your favorite TV show, whatever it is. And I think a lot of people feel like that's laziness. No, you do it every day for 8 hours a day. That's laziness. Yeah. But if you are intentional about your time and saying, what is the thing that I need? Like, if I was to do, now, this, I love this, but if I was to do this very thing for 9 hours a day, every day, for 3 weeks at a time, I'd be like, I need a couple days where I don't engage with anyone.
Yeah.
I need to turn off.
Right.
And reset. And then I'll be good to do it again.
Right. That really echoes a Sabbath, taking a Sabbath and honoring it. And a lot of people think that it's laziness. And I think, you know, we're such a busy society that I think sometimes it can be, oh, I'm being lazy. And you're like, no, you have to recharge. You have to take time to rest and recharge. And one of my favorite things to say is after a day of painting and they're like, oh, do you have plans tonight? And I said, yes, I'm going to be a couch potato. Those are my plans. And I'm so excited about it. And, you know, sometimes that you can only do that for so long, obviously, but it's like, that just sounds so great, especially if it's like a rainy day or whatever. You're like, couch potato time.
I know. And that's the thing. I mentioned Fashion Week earlier just because it's still fresh in my brain, but that is almost 6 days of just nonstop.
Go. Yeah.
It's just go. It's leadership, helping, serving, moving this, picking up that, talking, demonstrating, directing, all the things.
Yeah.
And the social battery after a certain point.
Always on. Yeah. And that's how Matt is too, a lot with teaching and doing all that he does. And he's so great at what he does. And a lot of people love and respect him in his industry.
Yeah.
And he just likes to tune down, not talk to anybody. Where me, I'm like, oh, you're good. You're home. Let's go out with friends. He's like, okay.
No,
he definitely does it, but he's always like, I don't really want to engage with anybody.
Yeah. And I think that I had another guest on a little while ago, and we talked about if you don't feel that way after you've done a photo shoot or you've engaged with your clients or whatever it is, my challenge, I said, maybe you're not given 100%. Because if you don't feel like you need that decompression time, you might not be going hard enough.
That is so true.
Like
That's a very good point.
Could you be serving better? Could you be giving more effort in that moment? Could you be putting in more concentration to that conversation?
Or maybe you've just gotten too used to what you do. It's like at some point that was not your best, and now it is, and now it's easy. It's time to add some challenges for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, even when I was setting this stuff up and you were giggling at me when I was trying to push all the buttons, this is the second time I've used a software to be able to do this thing. And I feel like, all right.
Give me some time to draw little hearts on my mop-up. I was like, I'm just going to draw hearts until he's ready.
Do I need to look at that and make sure it's not a body part?
I mean, you might want to, but there's not. I will never be doing anything like that design ever again. I mean, I don't know that anybody could really pay me to do that. That's how scarred I am. Oh my goodness. I need to find that picture. I'm sure I have it somewhere where I was just like, so proud.
Oh my gosh. That would be, if you could find that picture, that would be amazing.
I'll see what I can do. I may have immediately deleted it.
Well, maybe.
I mean, yeah.
All right. So I do have a couple of questions that I have thought about. And one of them was, the table as the canvas. So if you could design the perfect dinner party, not just with food, but with colors, atmosphere, and the flow of everything, what would that look like?
I love a theme. Absolutely love a theme. I've been trying with my friend Mary Beth, you met. She was doing the garage with me.
Yeah.
I adore her. I've been telling her I want to do like a murder mystery dinner.
Oh.
For like Halloween. I haven't done it yet. I mean, there's still time to do it this year. But if anybody's out there, that's a good idea for a dinner party where everybody comes dressed like a dinner party, and you, in your invitation, you get like your character. So you dress like that character. So like the detective, the cook, the butler, the maid, whatever. I've always thought that would be a lot of fun to do a dinner party like that.
That would be fun.
You know, just keeping the meal simple, but like the whole atmosphere being like anything could be a clue. You might be sitting beside the murderer. You might be the murderer and you don't even know it.
If you do that, I'll come.
Okay. I think we need to plan it.
That would be really fun.
Yeah, I think so too. It's like adult Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like in a weird way, but.
Oh, no. I was even thinking about that. Like pain. I was like, are you sure? I don't think that's what that is. I was like, oh, everybody says yes but me. Okay. Yes, I guess, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, I would come. I know a couple of other people that probably come too. Yeah. It would be like real life Clue.
Right.
That would be a lot of fun. I would do it.
This year, I would totally want to do it, but Mason's parents' weekend is on Halloween. How wild is that?
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
That's weird. All right, so I want to talk about the book for a second. And my question was, in your writing the book, the process of getting all the thoughts out, I'm sure that's a whole thing in itself, but in that process of getting ideas out and everything, have you had an idea that has really influenced or changed the way that people welcome other people?
I feel like I've stayed pretty true from the beginning of the book on what I really want to share and keeping it simple to where it's not overcomplicated, just being where your feet are and that sort of thing. I don't think I've had anything change in that way. So I have 7 chapters and I have a notebook for each chapter and I just go doing brain dumps.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I'm riding down the road and I'm like, ooh, that'll go in chapter blah, 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 and I jot it down. That way when I come back and I'm like, I thought I was thinking about something that could go with this, but I can't remember. I just throw it in this book. Very old school to have like a ton of notebooks everywhere.
I know you don't have a tablet, you have an actual notebook.
An actual, I can put my hands on.
But I love that.
I do too. Well, I connect with art, obviously.
Yeah.
Pen to paper is my jam. So art, paintbrush to wall, whatever.
Right.
That's how my brain feels like it happened, is when I can actually jot it down.
Well, I think there's a subconscious thing that happens too, because I know, like, if I'm taking notes with I have an iPad right here. If I take notes with my iPad, I don't like this pen, but there's something different about pen and paper, actual pen, actual paper. You're writing old school journaling.
Yep.
I don't know if it is the connection, like the coordination. It's being imprinted further into the deep recesses of your brain because you're doing the motion while you're thinking
like you're
about
making a deposit into that idea. So like,
it. Well, I love that.
oh yeah, I need to unload the dishwasher when I get home. Obviously I wouldn't write that down because I would see it when I got home. But if I'm like, oh, hospitality. So our family loves musicals. Absolutely. Our daughter might be on Broadway one day.
That would be cool.
Her life's been a musical since she was born. Most babies cried. She did not. She sang. She sang. And she has been singing ever since. And I always tell her all the time that she's my favorite singer. But Hamilton is one of our family's favorites. And we've gone to see it. We watched it on Disney. And you know, sometimes when I'm home and I'm like, I really don't want to sit in front of the TV, but I want something on, I'll just cut it on and sing along. And, but even that, like, part of something that I wrote down while I was driving one day, like where Hamilton says, legacy. What is a legacy? It's planting seeds in a garden you never get to see. And even though I know that in part of the song, I mean, we could almost do word for word the whole show, but that just really made me add another chapter to my book, which is hospitality in your legacy. Mm-hmm. What are you depositing into your legacy? But as far as like writing it down, I felt like even though I knew those words because we watched the movie so much, we've seen the show, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. I knew if I didn't write it down, that idea would flee my brain. Yeah. But it was like a deposit into, okay, this is going to be in the book. This has got to be a part. So it's almost like I made a deposit, you know, so my brain didn't have to hold it anymore.
Right. Yeah.
It was kind of relieved, you know, and I feel like even putting it on a tablet or whatever, I'm sure that will do the same. To me, I'm just like actually writing. I'm putting in the work, you know?
Yeah. It's the action of pen to paper. I think that does something that helps. Yeah. I don't know what that is, but yeah, to your point, I was reading a book recently and there was a quote in it and it said, somebody can sit in the shade of a tree that you planted today.
Yeah. You'll never get to see it split.
You might never ever see that tree in full bloom or take root even. But the work you do right now could be the positivity that I was going to say the change. It could be the thing that somebody needs later on. Yeah. And I think that's legacy too.
Yeah. A couple years back, we went and did the bourbon trail. My husband's a bourbon drinker and he and some of our friends went for another friend's birthday to tour different distilleries. And one of the things that they were saying is that some of that's sitting in 100-year-old barrels, like the people that bottled that, I don't know the right term, but yeah, I guess so. The barrels, like they will never see it come to fruition. They'll never see or taste what they created. And it was just kind of a really neat thing that it's our job to appreciate what somebody else did, you know. So it's kind of a wild and crazy thing. Also, this is totally off topic, but I saw this video the other day that said, you know, new homes are popping up all over the places. Why aren't there new cemeteries? I'm just saying, that's really...
That is a wild statement to make, Bert.
Yeah. And I was just like, that's so true. And then the other guy was like, where are they putting all these people? I was like, oh my gosh, where are they putting all these people? And it was kind of a wild thing.
That is a great way to end our live. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. But so I do have a question that we are approaching the end of our time.
Yeah.
So if you had to sum up Brannon Edmonds, welcome, in 3 words, whether it's clients, friends, or strangers, what would those 3 words be if you had to sum up?
Loving really well, just love really well, and I know it's not 3 words, but what's 3 words? Yeah, just
I'll have to count it.
Just love well.
Okay.
Yeah. No matter if you're working or being friends or neighbors or strangers, I think that all kind of sums it up.
Well, I do have some rapid fire questions if you're into it.
Hey, I'm ready.
This is you have to just go with your gut. You have to not think about it. Just I'm gonna put 30 seconds on the clock, and then you just give me the first thing that pops in your mind. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, are you sure?
I think so.
What's your go-to snack when you're in painting mode?
Probably chips and salsa.
If you could only paint with one color the rest of your life, what would it be?
Gold.
Hospitality pet peeve. What instantly makes you feel unwelcomed somewhere?
When their house is a mess.
What's your guilty pleasure TV show after a long day?
We like to watch YouTube videos.
Okay. What's a dinner party essential? Candles, music, or perfectly folded napkins?
Music.
Final question. Pineapple on pizza. Yes or no?
A year ago, I would have said no, but I'm going to say yes. I like it now.
What changed?
So I used to not be able to eat pineapple. It used to make me very sick. And somewhere along the way, that doesn't happen anymore. So I enjoy it a little bit better now also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So if somebody wants to find out about your work, they want to see more of you, what you do, who you are, where do they go?
Yeah, so you could watch the video on my website that the very famous Mr. Stanton did for me. You could start there. Or I always send, so my business card has a direct link to my Instagram. I get a lot of messages from people from there, or usually I've been very blessed that I usually get a text from, hey, my friend so-and-so, I saw her bathroom, or I was in this business and I love what you did. So a lot of organic stuff happens too, is getting a hold of me, but Instagram's a great way.
Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. And the Instagram account is, what's the name of it?
Edco.design.
Edco. And is that the same thing as for your website too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So if somebody wants to see more about you, learn more, they would go to edco.design.
Yes.
Instagram and website.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, I want to say thank you for being here, giving me some time out of your day. I appreciate it a lot. And I look forward to, I want to be on the first, I was going to say top 10. I want to be on the first 10 receivers of the book when you're finished.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you'll know about it for sure. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for Brandon for being here, and we'll see you later.
Yep. See you later.
All right.